Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great day today. Already the middle of the week. This week is a short week here in Canada after Monday being a Thanksgiving Monday. Ooh-wee. And so far, so good this week, I would say. Uh, yeah. Doing the horror movies of all time. But for a lot of people, they are living a real nightmare, if we can put it that way. Whether it be in Ukraine or in Israel or in the Gaza Strip. And there are so many other places in the world where things are not rosy. So, my prayers go out to everybody who is suffering. It is not cool. I wish that there was a magic wand that everybody could get along, that everybody could work for a better tomorrow. I don't know if all of this has anything to do with the quality of life. And by that I mean, I was thinking of it yesterday, and you have a fence and rich people on one side and poor people on the other side. What would the result of that be? You know, on one side you have education, and people get to understand more things. And on the other side, where you don't have education and you just get propaganda pushed down your throat over and over again. On one side, you get to, enjoy all the pleasures in life, and on the other side, not so much. And, you can blame a lot of things for this. Today, I just am wondering if money is not the root of all evil. Money allows you a certain quality of life. I remember watching Star Trek growing up, and in this perfect world, everybody was following their passions, their abilities to contribute to society, and everybody was provided for. And in real life, things don't work that way. I'm just wondering if we don't need to start thinking about that in general. I might be completely on my own island here. I do think that mankind needs to think about how we want to move forward. Or we are just going to continue being sheep and having these managers hurdle the sheep, control population. Things have really changed over the past 10 years, and we are getting into very dangerous extremes. In one way, I'm really hoping that AI gets invented. Because in a way, I would think of it as humanity's child. And in a way, humanity gets to move forward after we go extinct. Because it seems to me we are desperately looking to end the human population on this planet one ways or another. Let me know in the comments what you think, because this is a very big dialogue that I may not be equipped, but I have a voice, I have a YouTube channel, I have very few viewers, but maybe one of you knows the answer or has something to contribute to these issues. Okay, so let's get back to our list. I just wanted to, sidetrack here for a moment because some people are living really horrors, and I just wanted to give a thought about that situation. Going back to our list of horror movies, at number 130, a movie from 1976, The Omen. I think I covered it slightly in the last time I did this. A movie that has been remade, and but the original from 1976 obviously stuck with a lot of people, and I'm just wondering if it was any good. I don't remember watching it. I probably have, seeing the year it was made. It probably was on television through many Halloween, not Hollywood. Yes, but Hollywood is also a horror movie as of late. But yeah. Creepy at number 129, a movie from 2016. Ooh, kitty cat. Coming to say hello to everybody on the internet. Yeah, big boy. Yeah, I know you want to go out, and you will go out shortly. I don't want to take them out no more because uh, they get pretty nasty in the sense that they're not nasty. They just want to come in, go out front, go out back, and so on and so forth. So, yep, he's starting to circle me, trying to get me to do his bidding. Which, like I said, I will do in some 15 minutes. 10, 15, 20 minutes. So, I never heard about Creepy. Don't know if it's any good. It seems to be a very Asian movie. So, who knows how good that is. If it's a Korean movie, it could be very scary. Korean movies are some of the most, I would say, got me right here. A couple, 10, 15 years ago, I saw a couple of Sympathy for Lady Vengeance and all that stuff, and yeah, it hit home. Okay, at number 128, come to Daddy. 2019. Very high scores, almost at the 90%, which for me, but like I said, everything in the past 10 years, Rotten Tomatoes critics have been all over the place. So I really don't know where this lands. Is there another proper critic that kind of reflects the audience and not necessarily everything else? The messaging? I don't know. Okay, another movie from 2019 called Crawl at number 127. Another movie I know very little about. But the next one, this one here, at number 126, this has been a friend back in the day, friend's favorite, from 1973, The Exorcist. Wow. Now, on this topic, I will say one thing. There's currently a remake that you can go and see in theaters. I don't know if it's any good. Apparently, it pulled in, I think it was, what, 21 million its first weekend out. Friends suggested that it would do poorly at 41 million. No, it's 21. And the worst part of it is that they paid 400 million for the rights to do a trilogy. So The Exorcist, this movie, this remake, is actually going to be part one of three. Which I think it's going to miss the mark. Unfortunately, if this first movie does so poorly, unfortunately, they've already paid for it. So they kind of have to do it. But I don't know if you've been looking lately. There's a lot of competition in the horror movies. Every producer and director is trying to break out of whatever they're in, and they're trying to make it big, and they're trying to hit the horror movie genre to try to break out and become famous. I don't think there's so much competition, so many horror movies. I don't know how well that's gonna go. But obviously, Hollywood needs to rein in its budgets because at 400 million just for the rights, that's not the movie, that's not the actors. I mean, okay. And even if you look at the score, this is at 78%. So obviously, when we're looking at these other recent horror movies at 80, 90%, and this one barely is at 78 and is a classic. We know that the critics can't be trusted really nowadays, unfortunately. But yeah, The Exorcist, like I said, I've never been a fan of it. I've seen it. It was meh. I I'm just not the type that enjoys horror movies. But this is a classic. This is a good one if you're gonna rewatch. Might want to rewatch the one that's out in theaters. I have no idea. I just know that it's doing poorly. I have not looked at the reviews. If you want me to do a review, I could do that, but I think there's other channels that are specialized in horrors. I'm just covering it because it's a nice little topic to go through in the month of October. Okay, on to the next movie. a movie from 2015. So it's almost 8 years old, 9 years old now. The Invitation at number 125. And I've never heard of it. Don't know if it's any good. At number 124. Let's see here. If we can't do something. I'm just trying to figure out. Oh, it's not working out. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Okay. And if I do that. I'm just trying to make this a little bit easier on everybody. By doing something like this. Hey, oh, it looks like I've frozen. Really? Are you serious? Is this unfreezing everything? Let me know. That would be not cool that I froze. Yeah, I was trying to set up this thing here so that people can kind of follow what I'm talking about. Some days are slower than others. It's the middle of the week, and yet we went to bed late last night, so. Yeah, I had a massive, massive headache last night after playing that for an hour and something. I don't think I can continue. That's a problem that I've been having with first perspective games for the past 10 years now, if not more. I might not be able to continue playing Halo for that reason. My brain just gets into motion sickness mode, and yeah, even I've done it with so many other games. I just can't. It's not the field of view, it's just the way that the first perspective functions. Like when you're looking at your character in third perspective, your view is anchored and everything turns around it, whereas when everything turns all the time, I get motion sickness and my brain just fries out, and I always end up with a massive headache. So if it gets to a point where I need to take medication and Tylenols and aspirin and all that stuff just to be able to play an hour of a game, there's like so many other games, I'm just gonna move on. And that's the only reason I can play Left 4 Dead is because there's a hack to, well, not a hack, but a command console that puts me in third perspective. Otherwise, I could not have played it in first perspective. Well, I need to change the resolution and try to maybe change the field of view, but it's, you know, I'm gonna do it at the end of the day because if I get a headache, then my day is screwed and I got too many things to do. Some of the fun stuff when you grow old, you can't do things like I used to. Same thing in the car. I've driven car games all my life, and driving from the cockpit, I can't do it anymore. Even though the cockpit stays pretty much fixed, and it's the scenery outside that changes, for some reason, it gives me a headache. I need to have something in the screen that my eyes can lock onto, and if everything else moves around it, that's okay as long as my vision is anchored. It's not fun getting old, and it's the same thing. I've played MechWarrior for like, what now, 30 years? And MechWarrior Online at some point decided to, when you're jumping in the air, when you're using your jump jets, decided to have the cockpit shake to make it more immersive, and it just makes me sick, and I had to quit it. You know, 12 years ago when MechWarrior Online started, I gave them like, I don't know, $2,000, $1,000, buying everything that they would offer. Well, back then I was still working and stuff. I could afford it. So yeah, gave them a lot of money, and then they came out with this patch because people were complaining that the jumpers, we couldn't hit them to kill them, but they could shoot. So if we could make their aim more difficult while they're jumping, and I'm a jumper. If you've watched my MechWarrior Online, not MechWarrior Online, my MechWarrior 5 gaming sessions, I'm always jumping. Nope. In MechWarrior Online, you cannot, there is no mod. And in MechWarrior 5, they made it that it doesn't shake. They just put it in for the MechWarrior Online community because there was a lot of crybabies dying to Pop Tarts, what they call Pop Tarts, people using jump jets. And they introduced Screen Shake, and I had to stop playing. I was very adept. I was spending 14 hours a day playing that game, and adios. I had to stop playing. I complained. I sent emails. I mean, I gave them a lot of money. I gave them money even before they came out with the game to support the game as an early release, bought the packs and everything else. And all they said was, "Thank you for your support. Unfortunately, this is the decision we are sticking to." So, yeah, after giving them $1,000 and then them introducing motion sickness, I was not happy. They say they were going to address the issue, and you know what they did? At the beginning of the game, you have this warning saying if it creates nausea, might want to consult a doctor. That's how they addressed the issue. So that's why I am no longer supporting any game manufacturer, anything that's not free to play. I am not supporting, I am not giving money to companies that then will turn around and screw me over. Yeah. It's just I wasn't that way when I was young, but there's a lot of factors. Like I got vertigo after falling down a mountain when I was like 21. I didn't have vertigo before then I got vertigo. And 6 years ago, somebody put me in a coma I had a tenant. I used to work as a janitor, and I had a psycho tenant who decided one day, let's beat the crap out of the janitor, put me in a coma. By the way, a month ago, I received a phone call saying he's escaped from a medical facility, yeah, because they have the best securities. So just to watch myself, because apparently he wants to finish what he started. Putting me in a coma wasn't enough. He wants to kill me. So that was 6 years ago, and the guy is still psycho in psychiatric wards and escaping from them. And apparently, I'm on the list of people he wants to hack off. So talk about a life horror story. But yeah, my brain was scrambled, and back then I was still riding motorcycles, but it took me 2 years. Streets and routes and everything I used to know, I did not know them anymore. I had to literally go everywhere with a GPS telling me to stop here, turn right, turn left, because my brain couldn't function anymore. So my brain's been pounded into jelly. I can't do these things anymore. I'm getting old. I have some damage. And yep, I'm kind of damaged goods. So I can't do stuff that other people can do. No, I did not have time to watch anything, really, other than, what was it? The Wheel of Time, which took me 4 days to do a review of that. And, uh, what else have I watched? I don't know. you know? Oh, yes, last night I watched Invasion. Dang, see how my memory's. Actually, I started watching it. I fell asleep. I gotta watch it again. It was good, but I fell asleep on it. I was just too tired last night. After our game session, I needed to unwind. Put a video, started watching the episode, and fell asleep on it. I'm not watching much as of late. I wish I had more time. I just don't. I mean, just editing and doing that review for the Wheel of Time took me like 6 hours. So yeah, having only 4 people view the video is not rewarding for the 6 hours I put into it. But, it's a series that I enjoyed, that I liked. I think that it deserves a chance. Yeah, we were talking about Pac-Man yesterday, and news came out about it yesterday. Holy Lord, I am not going to play Pac-Man, that's for sure. That's for sure. Hound of Love, never heard of it. 1922. The Abominable Dr. Phoebes, never heard of it, even though it's probably a movie I should have seen when I was a kid. Martin, don't know that. House from 1977. Portrait of a Serial Killer, really? Anything remotely close to life, I don't want to board. Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale, that's something that we should not cross over into. Let Christmas be one genre of movie and let Halloween be another. I don't want a horror story around Christmas. Why am I not surprised they did that in 2010? I'll just send the vid. I think you'll be very least surprised. Yeah, we were talking about Pac-Man yesterday. No matter how much nostalgia and how that got me into video gaming back in the day, I ain't gonna go play Pac-Man no more. Candyman from 2021 at number 117. I have a feeling that Candyman is a remake. I'm not sure. But the name sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure that there was an original movie of this made in the 80s. The Orphanage at 2007. Nope, never heard of that. The Dead Zone, 1983. This I saw. And there was even a television series based on this. I never really got into it. It was just either not creep. I mean, I've seen a lot of Stephen King's movies. Maximum Overdrive, The Lawnmower Man, movies I really, really liked. But I'd never considered them horror, but they were borderline horror movies. I mean, Maximum Overdrive with the Green Goblin on the truck was just iconic. Bone Tomahawk, 2015. Well, this I probably seen as a Western, but I don't think I can consider it a horror movie. Duel, 1971. Oh, this is the movie that Steven Spielberg broke through, wasn't it? Yeah. This was like his first big movie that wasn't really a big movie, but it put Steven Spielberg on the map. That's why we have so many horror movies lately. Everybody's trying to break out through this genre. I hope we do come across some good ones, but lately Hollywood hasn't given us much of. It's a 1 minute vid. Gonna send it to you now so you can comment on it live. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it live. I'm not gonna do that today. I've learned my lesson because I got a copy strike by doing a commentary live on stuff, so I kind of have to look at it first to make sure that I'm even remotely able to do it. And if not, I can put a disclaimer, which I can't do on my live video. Some people don't allow it, and like I said, I went through in the past a copyright strike going live, commentating on, of all things, it wasn't even a race. It was just one guy going down a race circuit, and I was commentating on his ability to drive a motorcycle at those speeds. And just going through the trees with the sun, because it's light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, the kind of things that will make my mind go into an epilepsy phase. I was commentating and boom, got a copyright strike and I couldn't edit the video, could not remove it. I tried contacting him to see if there's a way that we can, you know, the movie, the video was pulled down. I got the strike. Can you just remove the strike? I won't post the video, nothing. Oh, even with the volume off, a 3 minute video got me, 3 hours because I was live for 3 hours. A 3 minute video, boom, got me a copyright strike, so I can't do that. So, you know, if my channel gets taken down now, man, I cannot. It's not gonna be good news for me. So without the proper disclaimers, without the proper everything else surrounding it, I, you know, sometimes I don't know if you've done this. Sometimes they'll say when you upload the video, this thing has some copyright content, but the user or the owner of this copyright material allows the use of it on YouTube, that's one thing. And even videos and trailers and stuff like that, usually they will allow it by default. But it's still something I have to go and check before I do anything about it. Like I did yesterday with the Halo trailer. You go and check to see if there's any copyright issues with it. And a lot of that you can do while you're uploading it. Going live and putting stuff on is the worst thing that anybody can do. Man, you would be surprised. You would be surprised. You know, heck, I don't know if you know this, but uh, even when I was playing Fallout 76, you can build your camp and put a radio in your camp, and that radio plays Mr. Sandman, Send Me a Dream from, a song from the 1940s. And it plays for like 10 seconds, and I get a copyright strike. I'm playing a video game that I paid for, and I get a copyright strike for streaming it. So that's two strikes. I cannot take the chance on the third one. The channel's gone. So I'm not even going to remotely try it and change. Not even going to remotely try that. They look at the video, they look at the images. If you pay attention, the trailers that I do review have no sound on them. They have AI analyzing the videos that you're showing. And I get copyright warnings on all of them, but I do have the right to use that material as a commentary. But they analyzed the video. The video of that motorcycle had no sound. I was commentating on it for 3 minutes. I went to bed. During the night, the video was analyzed. And that 3 minutes belonged to somebody else. Oh, you want me to watch it on a thing and commentate okay, well that's different. Except I'm using my phone as my camera, so I can't watch anything on it because it's being used. So I do have to watch it on the PC, but then I either lose the chat window or I'm losing the topic of today, which is that, yeah, but I don't do live reviews of stuff that I watch on my phone. I mean, who's interested in knowing my commentaries on stuff that nobody can see? House of Usher 1960 with Vincent Price, man. Vincent Price, people don't know Vincent Price, but he had a really good spooky voice. You know, it was phenomenal. His voice was just so spooky. Do you remember Vincent Price? Man, that guy used to be so iconic. We don't have anybody remotely like him. To a certain degree, you can say, okay, Anthony Hopkins also has a spooky voice, but I don't find Anthony Hopkins' voice spooky. He's just a good reader and can put so much inflection in what he's reading that it becomes something else. Man, I miss some of the old actors. Man, I hate getting old and people dying off and stuff. And the Blair Witch Project. See, that's another movie I could never watch. It was so revolutionary back in the day because of the camera shake. I did not go and see it in theaters back then. I watched it on the television. I mean, back in the day where our televisions were like 27-inch at one end of the room and you'd watch it from the couch, and I still got motion sickness and couldn't watch it. So even in 1990, we're going back 24 years now, I was not able to watch it because of the motion sickness. Well, it was a movie that was made with a very, very low budget. See, I never got to the last 10 seconds of the movie. I just could not watch it. Man, I mean, after 30 minutes of watching the movie and having the camera shake and stuff, and man, I had to disconnect. So be warned, people. This was a huge success. And I mean, it was a movie that was, kind of filmed from the perspectives of the victims and stuff, which was really a cool idea back in the day. But, a lot of footage that these amateurs were doing was just driving me nuts. I could not watch it. Crazy, crazy stuff. The Devil's Candy, a movie from 2015. I don't know. I This does not ring a bell. Gerard's Game, I did see. I guess you can kind of say that was a erotic horror thingy. I mean, it starts out in one kind of genre and then turns into something else. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. Obviously, you know, stuff. 28 days later. Yes. At 108 from 2002 already. Well, I think the first one was 28 hours later, and it had Robert Carlyle in it. That one was really good. 28 days later was a good sequel to it. I prefer, obviously, the original, but this one was also good. But yeah, I remember and I did like this. It is a zombie movie, it is kind of a horror movie, but something about it was also kind of sci fi. I really got into it, I liked it. 107 Prevenged, have no idea what this is. Demon from 2015, no idea what that is. Horror of Dracula. I mean, I like Dracula movies. I don't remember seeing this, especially from 1958. probably in black and white. I mean, I watched Frankenstein. I really do like the original Frankenstein. I don't think I remember this one though. Fright Night from 1985. See, already then they were turning into comedies. Horror movies from the 80s were comedies. I don't remember these. The Wicker Man, Nina Forever. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre at 101. Well, this is another classic. It came out in 1974, but to be honest and fair, I saw it in the early 2000s for the first time. So it did kind of look dated. But I kind of enjoyed it, even though it was over the top. And I watched it after watching the remake, I think. So it might be even in the past 10 years that I actually saw this. But people were talking about it through in my entire life. Commentaries on television and stuff would always refer to this. For me, anybody with a chainsaw was called Jason in Friday the 13th. So not something that I remember, but before getting to number 100, I wanted to get to 101 today. But give me a second here. I will switch back so that I can follow the link that you sent me and do a commentary on this without any sound. So this is Pac-Man 3D. Eat to compete. Oh, okay. So it's not even in 3D. 64 player battle royal. So what is it? A multi-maze mayhem. So you can go from one maze to another. Okay. See, they even have Pac-Man flashing constantly, which is annoying as eliminating mazes. Once you complete the maze, it's gone. Okay. So how do you move from one maze to the next if they are gone? Okay. I'm not gonna find out. I don't know if you realize, but they're having him flash from white to yellow constantly. So they're just trying to trigger epilepsy in people now. Chomp Champs begins early 2024. Bandai, really? Bandai's doing that crap? I hope they didn't pay too much for the rights to that. But it really. Okay, so yeah, it brings back some memories. Ooh, okay. Well, because of that, I just came across another trailer which I will review since this takes me also way back and we were talking about it. So I guess I'll talk about it quickly here. The Legend of Lara Croft, Tomb Raider on Netflix, the animated series. So yeah, that's something I might watch. See, if you make your own character with a strong female, I am okay with this. I am okay with that. You know, taking other heroes from, it's like, okay, well, Captain America is in his old age turn into a scaredy cat just so that Miss Marvel can be the new Captain America and be OP and stuff, but will make our Captain America look weak as F. That's where I get into issues. And also, just, hey, you know what? Let's race swap Captain America and put it a girl who's, you know, Mexican. Which I have nothing against Latinos and stuff, and have nothing against women, but Captain America that's not what I mentally think of, and it's not what it's been for the past 50, 75 years. You know, we have a Batman and we also have a Batgirl, you know. If you decide to change Batman into Batgirl and try to do the same stories and stuff, it's just not what Batman is. So, anyways, you got my commentary on Pac-Man. Uh, okay, I really hate that flashing Pac-Man. Can you imagine concentrating on something that's constantly blinking at you? Not a good thing. The mazes and stuff, I mean, I'm definitely not going to be playing it. It's it kind of reminds me of the first video games on the phones back in the day, where you still had a small screen but also had buttons that you can use to move the things around. And they had relaunched Pac-Man even back in, 15 years ago, before we had these screen smartphones. I don't know. I don't know where all of this is going, but my today's show has gone for longer than 30 minutes, and it is dipping into the red every once in a while here, so I don't know what's going on. It does that at times. So I will wrap today's show. Thank you, everybody, for joining in the discussions. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Ta-da's! Ooh, that's locked, and we do not want it locked. There we go. Transition. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Uh, whether it is on Twitch, YouTube, come and talk to me in Discord. The links are in my profile. It's easy to find. And I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you again so much.